Once again, from your right, Coach Darren Corrigan, Stephen O'Hara, Connor Doyle, and Matt Kavanaugh. Coach Corrigan, if you'd open up with a comment on today's exciting quarterfinal. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. What a fantastic atmosphere. You know, just couldn't have been a more exciting venue. Albany played terrific lacrosse today, and deserved a better fate, but I'm pretty glad they didn't get it. And it was just, you know, it was just a heck of a lacrosse game. I mean, golly, if you were rooting for just a good lacrosse game, you know, for everybody, you got what you wanted. Boy, it was terrific. And I'd be remiss not to say I couldn't be more proud of our guys. You know, to be in the situation we were in the fourth quarter, and I tell you, when you're in our huddle, you didn't sense any quit. You didn't sense anybody hanging their head. They just were like focused on, okay, we got to start making some plays, and let's take one at a time. So it was all credit in the world to our guys.
Questions?
Coach, you guys were down 12-7, 8 minutes ago in that fourth quarter after Albany goes on their run. What changed, I guess? I don't remember if it was a timeout at the time or maybe a certain play. What changed that gave you guys that momentum?
Well, we went to a 10-man ride, and that does two things for us. One, it pushes us down and makes their guys not 2 and 4 and 91 handle the ball. They're the last guys to get the ball in that situation. And two, it changes our mentality. We get up on the balls of our feet and just play so much more aggressively all over the field. And if we get turnovers, we get great offensive situations out of them. So it was a little bit of all of that. You know, those guys didn't get the ball a lot in that last 10 minutes of the game in a settled offensive position. I'm going to say maybe once in the last 10 minutes of the game did they get an offensive possession. And they got one where they got really lucky, and we bounced 3 shots off the goalie and the post and everything else, and it bounces right out to their guy for a fast break. But that's the only real offense they got in that last 10 minutes, and that was, you know, I mean, credit to our ride. And Liam O'Connor in the face-off X, he was terrific. He was playing keep away there for a while.
Matthew, just talk about from your perspective, what did you see on your game when you rolled?
Well, we were running an offense where I would start on the low goal line extended and come all the way through and try to bait their slide guy into coming, but bring my guy also. So kind of drawing 2 guys. But I guess my defender hedged towards Sergio, drew a switch onto a short stick. They kind of doubled it for a little bit, and I popped out a little bit, and they kind of fell off. So I just re-attacked and went right up the middle.
How about the ground ball before that, though? I mean, that's you want to talk about a huge play in the game. That ball's going out of bounds, and it's their ball. And you know, he makes a phenomenal play, not just to keep it in bounds, but to get possession.
Steven, what was that last possession of regulation like, trying to contain them for all that time?
It was pretty tiring. I remember looking up at the clock and there's 3 minutes left, and then, you know, not seeing the clock again until the buzzer went off. But I think got to give credit to the guys behind me and Connor Kelly, who got that last pick off. And you know, it's tough to play not only on ball but off ball with other cutters and crafty moves up there. So I think the 5 guys covered me up top.
Matt, I saw you basically that whole game hustling, trying to score, even though you're smaller than the regular defense. And honestly, how does it feel to have scored the winning goal and taking Notre Dame to the final four?
Yeah, it's awesome, especially here at Hofstra. I live about 10 minutes away. I had a bunch of family here, so yeah, it was incredible.
Steve, what was it like to cover one of or all the Thompsons? I don't remember if you matched up against all of them, but I mean, individually, what was it like for you? And then Coach Corrigan, you could go after him and just, you know, what was your game plan going in? Was it kind of, you know, edging slides, going early, combination of both?
Yeah, I mean, they're all really good, really crafty, never really know what to expect, and I think all week we talked about some of the plays that they're going to make are undefendable, and, you know, obviously they had a few of those, but we kind of learned from Boyle last week, and we learned to play physical, play aggressive, you know, have a slide guy coming, stay on the double, and I think we did that pretty well for most of the game, and then, you know, every game that we've seen on film, you know, they're going to make plays, and, you know, they made a pretty good amount of plays, but, you know, I guess we made one more, so that's what counts.
Yeah, over the last several weeks, you've had a number of games you guys have been able to score and put up a lot of goals, and that's not necessarily the program you're at. Just how different an offense is this for you guys? And when you're down 12-7, do you have a sense of comfort knowing that there could be a 5-goal burst?
I wouldn't exactly say I had a sense of comfort. I'm not going to go there. We have scored goals, but you know the thing is we really haven't scored them in any one way. I mean, you know, Liam has been a part of us scoring a lot of goals through the face-off game. Our ride, you know, one of the most underrated things when people talk about attackmen is how well they ride, and our guys are terrific riders and create turnovers all through the game, which, as I said before, turn into great offensive possessions usually. Our transition play from the other end, you know, everybody talks about two-way middies. They're usually talking about offensive guys who can go to the defensive end. We've got defensive guys who can come to the offensive end and make plays, and Jack Nair and Ty Brenneman, you know, Matt Collins maybe to a lesser extent, but yeah. But that, you know, but that's you know, I think it's been a combination of all those things, and our man up has been terrific this year. But I don't think we were man up today but one time, right? Yeah, we got a man up on that first one. We got a goal, and that's the last time we were man up today. So that, you know, that we didn't get much out of that today, but that's been something we've been pretty good at this year too. But I think it's a combination of all those things. You know, so we don't have to rely on our 6-on-6.
Coach, you battle on the game, basically the entire game. What exactly do you say to your team on overtime, when you head into the overtime? Is there anything that's different? I mean, you guys...
See, I don't know if you remember this, but I was on the wrong side of an overtime game back in 2010, and so I tend to start with, let's get the face off, you know. So, you know, that was what we talked about first, you know, and then we worried about, you know, what we would run. We didn't want to call a timeout if we got possession. We figured we were better off keeping their personnel from the face off on the field and not calling the timeout unless we had to, and you know, but we knew what we wanted to run, because at the end of the game we found something that, yeah, listen, I think they did a terrific job defending us for a large part of the game, and we did a very poor job of dissecting what they were doing and finding what it took us until the fourth quarter to really find what was going to give them problems, and that's my fault. That's very frustrating, I think, for our players, because I wasn't putting them in great position. So, you know, luckily we got past that.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
About a month ago, it seemed that Notre Dame was fighting for its playoff lives, and now you're about to go to the semifinals. Can you just talk about the journey and getting to this point?
You know, it's funny. It's been a really funny year. I mean, we've had some terrific wins even early in the year. I mean, we beat the pants off of a very good Virginia team, you know, and feel good about ourselves. And, you know, then we drop one and, you know, to Denver, and then we come back, and you know, it's just kind of been an up and down thing, and you're exactly right. Until we beat Maryland. Listen, you know, somebody said to me, "God, you guys have been playing so loose and fast since the ACC tournament." And I'm like, yeah, I think since about the time we went up 6-5 on Maryland, we started playing loose and fast. Because until then, that was just a nail biter of a game, and you know, just every possession, every pass, you know, seemed to get heavier and heavier, you know, and when you're playing in a 6-5 game like that, then you come out in the next one, and it's okay, let's just go play, you know, and I think our guys, that's when we're at our best. That plays to the strengths of our team. We're an athletic team, and we've got a lot of guys who can make plays, and I think that plays to our strengths.
Matt, down 5 goals to the best offensive team in the country, and how confident were you that you could come back in that situation?
Well, it was just one at a time. I mean, Liam did create on the face-off, so yeah, I mean, it was just one goal at a time. Couldn't score a 5 goal, so we just battled to the end, and then our defense locked it down to get it into overtime. We had a possession for over 3 minutes, and we held them without a goal. So it wasn't just the offense, the riding from the attack, midfield, and the defense too. So.
Yeah, Steve had a huge, when they had just about broken our ride, and Steve came up and stripped the guy, on that one possession. That was huge, because if he gets past Steve, we're in big trouble behind that. So there were an awful lot of big plays when you look back at this one.
Yeah, Coach had gotten on me before, so I was a little late. So I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna get yelled at. Don't get over there. So luckily they didn't see me. Make a big turn. That was it.
Yeah, that's right.
Connor, how was your, you're kind of the second leading scorer, kind of the guy when you look at points and everything. But over the last couple of games, I don't think it's coincidence that when you started playing better, the offense has looked a lot better. So how has your role evolved, or has it always kind of been like this, but now just, shots are falling, you're seeing everything, and that translated today? You had 5 points, you led the team.
Right, yeah, I think, if you look at today, especially, a lot of the opposing defense is focused on Matt. Our middies would dodge and they'd come down the alley, and Matt's guy would just be shutting them off. So I think, especially in today's game, that kind of, gave me more space to operate. I was able to find some guys for a couple assists. John Sosha, I think I had 2 to him. He's been talking about playing well. He's been doing a great job. So.
Any other questions? Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck.